So everyone, welcome to Power Play with CJ. In keeping with the Seth Jones, Nathan MacKinnon, theme of the week, we're going to talk about is the Jones-MacKinnon rivalry, which will start Sunday when the U.S. plays Canada in the World Juniors. Is it the next great rivalry in sports? And by sports, I don't just mean hockey. I think the biggest individual rivalry in the NHL obviously has been Crosby and Ovechkin, Sid and Ovi, da-da-da. But, the greatest individual rivalry in the history of sports was Larry Bird and Magic Johnson in the NBA in the 80s, and I think that's kind of what you're looking at here. Someone also said to me, RG3 and Andrew Luck, they're both drafted 1 and 2, but the AFC, it's a different thing. But in terms of the Magic and Larry thing, I can see that happening, because you look at what the NBA was when they both arrived with the Celtics and Lakers. It was guys that wanted to get theirs, ratings through the floor, no one cared. They're talking about retraction all the time, and they came in, they revolutionized the game, they played their games into the biggest markets in the world. Now, where Jones-MacKinnon get drafted is another thing. God willing, one of them ends up in New York, another one ends up in another big market, or in my Canadian or Toronto, my Canadian fans. But what they can do is, look, they're not playing this year. Let's stop it. Let's stop kidding ourselves. There will be no hockey this year. I've never been so pessimistic in my life about something, but yeah, it's bad. But when they start up again in September or October, God willing, it can be a big thing with the two prize rookies, and you factor in Nail Yakupov and all those guys that got drafted this past June. Galchenyuk. There's some great young blood in the NHL, and I look for Jones-MacKinnon to really have that rivalry. Both teams are phenomenal. Portland, they're junior teams, I should say. Portland and Halifax, and they could very well see each other in the Memorial Cup this year, which would add further intrigue to the rivalry. And I think the league needs that. The league needs storylines. The Crosby-Ovechkin rivalry was good, but it was never is good. But they had the one playoff series was outstanding. But a defenseman and a forward, guys that are going to go head to head every night. If they were to, when they meet up in the NHL down the line, Jones is going to be tasked with shutting down MacKinnon, and MacKinnon's going to be tasked with making Jones look bad. So it's going to be, this is going to be where it all starts. And I hate to put so much pressure on two 18-year-old kids, but this is what it's all about. This is about World Junior Hockey. This is, you look back at the 2004-2005 WJC when Crosby and OV went head-to-head for the first time. You look back at going back in the Magic Johnson Larry Bird thing. They played an national championship game in college basketball. So, the rivalries get started in pretty humble spots before they grow into the great things that they are. And I'm very, very excited for this to see what they do against each other. I think they are friends off the ice. They were at this past draft. And I'm sure they got a friendly rivalry, but it's going to be exciting when they go head to head to see who can one up the other one in the first edition of the Nathan MacKinnon versus Seth Jones rivalry. That's all this episode of the Power Play with CJ. Answering the question, is Jones and MacKinnon the next big rivalry? Stay tuned for more episodes throughout the season, lockout, WJC, and beyond. Later, guys.